Any homework I had given?
So only the MCQ, not in this chapter.
That was current, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Here we are doing Gauss's theorem. Here also we'll do Gauss's theorem. These 3 days we'll do Gauss's theorem. Sunday test on Gauss's theorem. MCQs any sheet I have sent?
Sir, not for Gauss's theorem.
No, electric field I have sent, na?
Yes, sir.
In that Gauss's theorem is given, I think, further. Till which sum I have told you to complete?
So you had told us till 100, but there's electric flux and all after 75.
Okay, let me check. I had given till 100, na? Electric field 62, 72. But where is electric flux? From 72 it is electric flux.
Yes, sir. Then that.
Till 100. Total there are 142 sums. Then try here 101. 2. After Gauss's theorem, remaining sums will complete here. 101. Total how many are there? 142. Just till 110 you will do. Here 110, 11 to 125. Then here till end. Sunday test on Gauss's theorem theory plus MCQ from 1 to 142. Write down this.
And what about 75 to 100? That also we have to do.
No, you told not till 100 I have given.
Yes, sir.
Till 100 I have given. You have to clear the backlog. That's why I gave only 10 sums. And I will clear your doubts. Can I clear this off? Hello? Can I clear?
Yes, sir.
What is plane angle? Measured in radian, na?
Yes, sir.
And 1 radian is angle subtended by arc of equal length as that of radius. Now see what is solid angle. The angle subtended by plane inside solid is called as solid angle. That means if this is a sphere, if you take elemental area dA, it will subtend angle inside denoted as d omega. So since d s equals to r theta, we say in place of s we write area dA. This is written as r square, angle is written as d omega. So d omega is dA upon r square. Hello?
Yes.
That means if dA has value equals to r square, then we will get d omega equals to 1. This is called 1 steradian. So 1 steradian is solid angle subtended by surface area of sphere, which is equals to radius of the sphere. Numerically, it is equals to radius of sphere. 1 steradian is solid angle subtended by a part of surface of sphere at center such that area of that part is square of radius of sphere. Just write down, then we'll start with electric flux, relation between E and electric flux, and Gauss's theorem.
So after this only we can solve the other
No, so it is very
question.
simple, don't worry. Once we solve, na, it is using Gauss's theorem, hardly it will take 10 minutes for flux. And then using Gauss's theorem, electric field we have to solve. Okay, completed?
Yes.
If surface is irregular, that means not equidistant from center, then we take its component theta. This is ds, this will become ds cos theta. So actual solid angle d omega is given by ds cos theta upon r square. As a note you will write. Like if this area is not equidistant from point O, then we take its component. Component adjacent to theta is in cosine. So ds cos theta upon r square is angle subtended at O. Right note.
Yes.
Now write electric flux denoted by phi E means electric. Suppose this is electric field. Here I place one surface. How many lines are passing through this surface? 1, 2, 3. Then electric flux is 3. Suppose I increase the area. What will happen? More flux will get associated or same will get associated? More. Now what will be electric flux? 1, 2, 3, 4. So can I say flux depends upon electric field lines? Hello? And also area? Correct na? Area increase, field is increasing. Field is made stronger, then also the flux will increase. If this is coil, and field is inclined like this, then we have to consider its component, which will be E cos theta. So flux is always those lines of electric field which are perpendicular to the plane surface placed in the path of the field. Hello?
Yes, sir.
It is nothing but number
Yes, sir.
of field lines which are perpendicular to the plane surface depends upon electric field and area, because it should be perpendicular, so it should be having cos component. AB cos theta is actually called as what in scalar vector chapter? Hello? What is AB cos theta called as? Dot product or cross product?
Dot product.
So what will be EA cos theta? Dot product or cross product? Dot product.
Yes. Yes, sir. Dot
Electric
product.
flux is which quantity? Scalar or vector? Scalar, na? Dot product means scalar. Huh? So and what will be unit? Newton per coulomb meter square. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Writing now what is electric flux. It is number of electric field lines passing perpendicular to a plane surface. Therefore, Fe equals to Ea cos theta, which is E bar dot A bar. Number of electric field lines passing perpendicular to the plane surface is called as electric flux. It is given by phi E equals to Ea cos theta, which is E bar dot A bar. It is a scalar quantity. Its SI unit is Newton per coulomb meter square. What will be its dimension? Force dimension is m1, L1, T minus 2, meter is L2, coulomb is A1, T1. So if I simplify this will become m1, L3, T minus 3, A minus 1. Right. SI unit is this, or voltmeter also you can write, because E is volt upon meter into meter square voltmeter. 2 units it has.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay. It is also defined as surface integral of the normal component of the electric field over that surface. That means if surface is irregular and you don't know its area, then we consider small part and integrate its normal component. Normal component into area becomes dot product. That means if this is irregular surface area, we take small area and integrate this field over entire surface area. So it can also be written as E bar dot dA bar. Right.
So before E bar is the integral sign, right?
Yes, this sign is integral. Circle means complete surface. That means you have to take all these surfaces, no? Through all.
Yes, sir.
If E is uniform, then phi E will become E cos theta dA. E cos theta will be constant, only integration of dA. Right, this also for numerical it will be useful. Then write note, it is taken positive for outward lines of force and negative for inward. That means if it is inward, then negative, outward, then positive, and negative for inward. Entering the surface, inward are taken negative and outward are taken positive.
So the field lines, right?
Field lines, yes, field lines. Now around 4-5 sums I am doing on flux, you will get idea.
Yes, sir.
This is one plane surface of square, each side is A. This is the field. I want flux. What is electric flux formula? E bar dot A bar, correct? Hello? So that means EA cos of theta. E into area is A square. Area vector will be perpendicular to this plane. Hello? So what is angle between A and E? 90 degree. So can I say it will become cos 90 0? So flux will be 0. Clear? First case?
Yes.
Yes, right. First one over.
Yes.
Now in second case, can you tell what is angle between area vector and E?
So is it 180?
No, 0 na.
360?
Area vector is always up perpendicular like this to the surface. EA square. Area vector will be always perpendicular to this plane. Shall I clear?
Yes.
Third one. This is E bar making angle theta with the plane. Angle is 30 degree. Radius is R. What will be flux? E A cos of angle. Angle should be between area vector, correct? Hello?
Yes.
So by mistake, don't take this theta as angle. This will be theta here, which is our required theta with the area vector and the field. So it will be EA cos theta 2. Area of circle is pi r square. Cos theta 2 is cos 60. E pi r square cos 60 is half. E pi r square upon 2. Completed?
Yes.
One more, see. Now it is not plane but solid figure. X, Y, Z axis. This is E bar. which is E naught I cap, that means acting along x axis, and here we have field, plane of coil. This is a plane, so a solid figure, each of side A. How many faces it has? How many faces cube has?
6.
6. We want through each face. So if I consider this as one face, this is second face, top bottom are 3 and 4, front back 5 and 6, correct? For this area vector is this way. So can you say for first surface E into area, angle will be cos of 180 because E is acting on the right side. E is magnitude wise E naught, area is A square, angle is 180, so minus 1. So can I say minus E naught, A square is flux through first phase? Okay, try. And for second one, it is E A cos of 0 because area vector will be along. So that will become E A square cos 0 1. E A square. Then if I consider this top as third and bottom as 4, then area vector and E are perpendicular. So phi 3 is equal to phi 4, which is E into area into cos of 90, that is 0. And fifth and sixth also has area vector along Z. Z and X are also perpendicular. So EA cos 90 also 0. Okay. Hello. And net flux will be phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3 plus phi 4 plus 5 plus 6. One is minus E naught A square, E naught, sorry, E naught. Second one is plus E naught A square, rest all are 0. So result will be 0. That means whenever field is from outside, always you will find flux is 0 if there is no charge enclosed. So copy till end. Any doubt in phi 1, phi 2, phi 3, phi 4, phi 5, phi 6?
Can you repeat the last part?
Last part I said I just added, na? Flux phi 1 was minus E naught A square, phi 2 plus phi 3 0, phi 4 0, phi 5 and phi 6 0. So total will become 0 because minus plus will get cancelled.
Yes, sir. But you said
And then I
something
said
about
that I'm writing that one. For any closed circuit, surface, I said if the field is uniform, always flux will be 0. First you write down, then I'm giving in writing.
yes, sir.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One second. thus for any closed surface, if field is uniform and if charge is not enclosed, then total flux is zero. Field should be uniform and charge should not be enclosed, then flux is zero. Right, this is a very important statement for MCQ. Finished writing? One more I am doing. Shall I clear this? This is one cylinder placed in field E naught, E equals to E naught I cap. X axis, Y axis, Z axis. Find flux through plane surface and curved surface. Plane surface and curved surface. Just draw the diagram, then I'm explaining plane surface and curve. These are plane surface. So flux through this two and curved surface is this whole. Draw diagram, then we'll see how to find flux. Yes, drawn the diagram. So flux phi 1 will be equals to E A, area vector will be always perpendicular to the surface. So what is angle between E and area vector? 180. Hello? 180. So E is E naught. Area for that plane is pi r square. Cos 180 minus 1 minus E naught pi r square is flux through first plane surface. Current, what is formula for flux? EA cos theta. So E is E naught. Area is pi r square. Angle between them is 180. So I wrote here cos 180, which is minus 1. phi 2 will be EA cos of 0. That means E naught pi r square into 1 equals to E naught pi r square. Okay. Hello. Flux through curved surface. Curved surface means area vector will be perpendicular. So can I say flux will be E A cos 90? That will become E A into 0 equals to 0. Agreed?
Yes.
What will be total flux then?
0.
Yes, 0. Because phi 1, phi 2 minus plus 0 and curved surface already 0. And if you see carefully, here it was field entering. From here it will come out. Entering is negative, leaving is positive. Total is 0.
Yes.
Now getting the idea of flux, how to find?
Yes.
If E and area both are in vector form, directly take dot product. Next diagram. X axis, Y axis, this is the field. E equals to E naught X into I cap. That means E is not constant. As X changes, it will keep on changing. Now answer will not get 0 because field is not same everywhere. This is X equals to A, side is A. Find flux through each surface. Also total flux. So if this I take first surface, area vector will be outward. What will be flux phi 1? Hello? Formula is same, EA cos 180, correct? Is E naught X into area into minus 1. What is X? Distance is given A from here. A. And area is A square, side square into minus 1. That means it will become minus of E naught A cube. And this if I take second, then phi 2 will be E A cos 0. E is E naught X from the start till this surface will be 2A and area is A square cos 0 1. So it is 2 times E naught A cube. Rest all it will be 0 because area vector will be perpendicular to E. All are equal to 0. E3, E4, E5, E6 all equal to 0. Done? Hello, completed till this? Hello? Completed, huh?
Yes.
What will be total flux? It will be minus E naught A cube plus 2 times E naught E cube. That is E naught A cube. This is the final answer. Shall I clear this? Next is very important for theory. State and prove Gauss's theorem. It states that electric flux phi E through any closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon 0 times the net charge Q enclosed by that surface. So we can say that is electric flux is 1 upon epsilon 0 times Q, which is nothing but same as E bar dot d A bar over that closed surface, right? Electric flux through any closed surface is always equal to the 1 upon epsilon 0 times net charge enclosed by that surface. Okay, written. Hello, written. See, we have written state and proof. Statement is electric flux through any closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon 0 times the net charge enclosed by that surface. Let us check whether it is true or false. So proof. If charge is inside, then Q inside upon permittivity epsilon naught is equals to flux, and flux is also E bar dot dA bar. So we have to verify whether it is coming or not. Draw one closed surface, take charge plus Q, elemental area dA, P is a point on elemental area dA at distance r from charge. This E will be directed outward. Let area vector will be along that normal n cap. Area vector will be along this normal. Angle subtended by that area is denoted as d omega, called as solid angle. This angle is theta. Diagram done. Then I'm writing here theory. Consider charge Q to be situated at point O inside closed surface. Consider charge Q to be situated at point O inside closed surface. Let ds dA be elemental area of surface. Elemental means small area. Let P be a point on area dA at distance small r from Q. Therefore, intensity E equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. It is directed outward. Copy. Yes, completed till this? Now, therefore, electric flux phi E is integration of E bar dot dA bar over closed surface. This we have to prove it is Q upon epsilon naught. So therefore E cos theta dA integration of over closed surface 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square dA cos theta. So Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught inside dA cos theta upon R square. But dA cos theta upon R square is d omega, that is solid angle subtended by area dA at O. So we get flux Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught integral of d omega. But integral of d omega is equals to total solid angle subtended by surface at O, and total solid angle is called as is given by 4 pi steradian. What is total surface area of the sphere? Is it 4 pi r square? Hello?
Yes.
Divide by r square. When you do, you get 4 pi. That is called solid angle dA upon r square. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
See, solid angle is what? dA upon r square. Total sphere will be 4 pi r square. If I divide by r square, I will get 4 pi steradian. So flux due to electric field is Q upon 4 pi epsilon into 4 pi. That is nothing but Q upon epsilon naught. Hence proved. Any doubt again?
No.
Copy. Very important. For 4 marks, it can come in the exam. So if you know charge enclosed, you can directly write Q upon epsilon naught. If you know field, then E bar dot dA bar ka integration. Okay. See, suppose there are many charges. If there are several charges, few positive and few negative, minus Q4, minus Q5, dot, 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 then electric flux will be 1 upon epsilon naught, algebraic sum of all, Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 minus Q4 minus Q5 plus dot, dot, dot. That is nothing but 1 upon epsilon naught, summation of all these charges. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Gaussian surface and its properties. See, any imaginary surface drawn to use Gauss's theorem is called actually Gaussian surface. A Gaussian surface is an arbitrary, means any closed surface through which arbitrary closed surface through which flux passes. It can be sphere, it can be cylinder, it can be cone, but it cannot be 2D surfaces like square surface, this surface, it will be closed surface. Right, this much then properties we are writing. First property, it should be closed surface. So that a clear distinction can be made between points that are inside the surface, on the surface, outside the surface. Right, first property, closed surface, where we can clearly distinguish or distinction can be made between point on the surface, outside the surface, inside the surface. First property, can I clear? Hello, first property, can I clear it?
Yes.
Second one, this surface must pass through point where electric field is to be calculated. It should pass through the point where electric field is to be calculated. So, the surface must have a shape according to symmetry of source. According to symmetry of source means, suppose this is spherical surface. So if I want to enclose this charge, I will draw a sphere only. So my source is spherical charged surface. My Gaussian surface will be also spherical. That is the meaning. It should be symmetrical with the source. That means nothing but charged bodies. The surface must have shape according to the symmetry of source, so that the field is normal to the surface at each point and constant in magnitude. Fourth and very important point, for system of charges, the Gaussian surface for system of charges, the Gaussian surface should not pass through any discrete charge. That means it should not cut any charge, it should only enclose through any discrete charge.
So the Gaussian surface, right?
Gaussian surface. What I wrote, sorry. Gaussian surface. Done, no? Now, till which sum we had discussed in the last class? That MCQ we had discussed till what?
So 1 second.
Just check it.
So I think they're 45.
Till 45 we have discussed. Till 45. Okay. Now 46 is doubt. Or you got the answer?
So 46.
46 is doubt.
Yes, sir. Now.
Okay. This is charge Q3, angle 30 degree. Charge Q2, this angle is 30. Even this will be 30, vertically opposite angle. Here charge Q1. Why? Origin off. Figure represents Q1 equals to plus 2Q, Q2 minus 2Q, Q3 minus 4Q. Each are at distance d from origin. Find the net electric field at origin. Net electric field at origin. This is positive charge or negative charge plus 2Q? Plus 2Q is positive or negative? Positive. So electric field E1 will be directed outward, and E1 will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge is 2Q, distance is d square, directed outward. Any doubt? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Any doubt in E1?
No, sir.
E2 is minus 2Q. Minus 2Q means it will attract. And distance is same, they are telling. So E2 will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, same magnitude and distance, but directed as shown in the direction of O2, Q2. Then this is again attracting. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Attracting means towards the charge. Huh? So ये direction E1, this is E1 away. E2 will be this way inward. ऐसा इसको बोलते हैं attraction. E3 will be inward. Okay? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
See, this is the point. This is called outward. This is called inward. From here, this is going outward towards the charge, inward. Direction first you have not followed, I think, properly. This is the point. Here is the charge. If I draw this way, what does it mean? Outward or inward?
Okay.
Outward. And if this is the point, this is the charge, then this way means what? Inward, no? Inward means point should be towards that charge. Outward means away from that charge. So this, if you don't understand, you'll do mistake. Once again, I'm showing that sum number 46. Charges are at same distances. Q1 is plus 2Q, Q2 is minus 2Q, Q3 is 4Q, minus 4Q. Distance is same. So clearly I can see magnitude of Q1, Q2 field will be same and Q3 will be double. So at least I am writing magnitude, then we'll see direction and then resultant. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2Q upon distance d square. E2 same, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2q upon d square. E3, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q 4q upon d square. I hope E1, E2, E3, all the three are clear with you. Okay.
Yes.
Now direction you have to help me, origin पे. For positive charge, where it is directed? Away from the charge or towards the charge?
Away.
Away, from here, away. This is my E1. E2, it will be towards charge or away from charge for inward? Towards the charge now.
Yes.
And E3 for this, where it will be point towards the charge. Clear? Hello?
Yes.
So resultant of 1 and 2, if I call this as E, this is E, this is double. So what is resultant of 1 and 2? Is it 2E? Is it 2E?
Yes, sir.
What is angle between them? Is it 60? Angle is 60 between E3 and resultant of E1, 2. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So when two vectors are inclined at 60 degree and equal, what is result? Root 3 times of given vector. याद है ये concept? From vector, two vectors 2e, 2e are having angle 60 degrees. So resultant will be acting here net and root 3 times given vector. Hello?
Yes, sir.
So root 3 into 2 times e is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon e is 2q by d square. Have you followed this line?
Yes.
2e, e is nothing but 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2q by d square, that is e. Just copy till this. So result will be 4 root 3 into 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon d square. 4 into 1.732 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by d square. That means option B. 17 into 4 is 68 towards positive x-axis. B option. If you complete, then let me know. Okay. Forty-seventh got?
Yes, sir.
48?
No, sir.
48. A conducting sphere of radius 5 has unknown charge. The electric field, okay, conducting sphere has unknown charge. Sphere is of radius 5 centimeter. Has unknown charge. Electric field at 10 centimeter means outside. R is 10 centimeter outside. From the center is 1.8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per Coulomb. And points radially inward. Okay, field is pointing inward, not outward, inward. What is the net charge on the sphere? Net charge on the sphere. How many nanocoulomb? Electric field near charge sphere we are going to derive. It comes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q upon r square. This we are going to derive. Hello? By Gauss's theorem, we'll derive this into next class. So 1.8 into 10 raised to 3. This is 9 into 10 raised to 9. Charge is to be calculated and R is given 10 centimeter, which is 10 raised to minus 1 meter. So we get Q equals to 1.8 into 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to minus 2, 9 into 10 raised to 9. So 0.2. So 2 into 10 raised to 2 into minus 2 upon 9. This will get cancelled. 2 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb or 2 nanocoulomb, option B.
Yes.
49th got?
Yes.
49th you got? Okay. 50th?
Yes.
51?
No, sir.
51. A particle of mass m, charge q, is released from rest. So initial velocity 0. In a region of uniform field E. Okay. After time t, distance traveled by the charge is s. Kinetic energy acquired, attained by the particle is t. Kinetic energy is given t. Okay. Then the ratio of t by s, that means kinetic energy upon distance ratio we have to calculate. What is formula for distance? Is it ut plus half at square? Hello? By kinematical equation, distance is ut plus half at square. So u is 0. Acceleration is force upon mass into t square. So it will be half of forces QE due to electric field, forces QE upon m into t square, equation 1. Then kinetic energy is half m v square, which is half of m u square plus 2as. That will become half of m 2 into a is, because this is 0, a is QE upon m into s. M cancel, 2 cancel. So it becomes QE into S. So kinetic energy upon S will be QE. Q is constant or variable,
constant.
and E is constant. So this is constant with time. तो ये फर्स्ट वाला तो ऑप्शन करेक्ट हो गया इतने आंसर है. It is not independent of charge. It is not independent of field. This is correct option A. Should I follow this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. After this 52 got 52. Did you get 52? $52 is done.
No, sir, I didn't get it.
52. In the uniform field E equals to 1 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb, an electron is accelerated from rest, means U is 0. Velocity of electron V when it has traveled distance of 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter is how much? If E by M is given as 1.8 into 10 raised to 11. Same concept. S is ut plus half at square. No, I won't go by this because time is not given. V square equal to U square plus 2as. V square is 0 square plus 2. A is force upon charge, which is electron, into distance s. Force upon mass. So 2 times E upon mass into s. E by m 1.8 into 10 raised to 11. 10 raised to 4. 2 into 10 raised to minus 2. So V square equals to 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 1.8, 7.2 into 11 and 4, 15, and minus 2 is 13. Therefore, V is square root of 7.72 into 10 raised to 12. This is slightly greater than 8 into 10 raised to 6. Now check. Yes, option D.
So, what did you substitute force as?
Force means what? Force upon charge is E, na?
Yes, yes.
Completed?
Yes.
Next class, we will do first theory so that we can get formula for electric field near sphere, near cylinder, near sheet. That will complete Gauss's theorem and its application. Then all sums you will be able to solve. But please stick to the plan.